Good evening, my cherished settlers. Gather and mark my words. Our village stands not at an end, but at a beginning. The time hath come to grow in strength, in craft, and in spirit. We shall expand the looms, clothing our people in pride, and trading what we cannot wear. Our forges shall burn hotter, shaping iron for tool and blade alike. From the quarries we shall draw stone, not just for walls, but for legacy, strong homes and halls to outlast nature. And above all, faith. We shall raise a grand house of worship, where all may kneel, find hope, and bind together in purpose. These are the pillars of our future: cloth, iron, stone, and spirit. Let us not merely survive. Let us build something worthy of remembrance. Heyo and welcome to another episode of Build&Battle Season 4, where we will build a beautiful medieval city while battling off bandits, brigands, and no-good doers. In the last episode, we faced off round 1 against the raiders, and fell massively short, lacking both a militia and a garrison. These bandits were ruthless, continuing to plunder our goods until eventually we were forced to flee to new land. So if you happen to miss that last episode, then click on the info card above, or if you're looking for a new Manor series to binge watch, then check out the entire Build&Battle Season 4 playlist located in the description below. In this episode, we're going to pick up right where we left off prior to our bandit attack and start preparing our settlement to raise a militia, once again by getting our church, tannery, stone, and iron productions up and running. So are you enjoying Build&Battle Season 4? If so, hit that like button, subscribe, share this video with a friend, and let me know in the comments what you're most excited to see in the upcoming episodes. If you can't wait to see the season unfold, consider becoming a channel member for exclusive perks, emojis, and early access to the videos. Also, don't miss out on our Season 4 merchandise linked in the description below. Alrighty, I'm wicked excited to get ourselves back up and running, so grab your beverage of choice, kick back, and please enjoy. So my focus today is getting our existing burgage plots back up to level 2 for a few reasons. 1, a level 2 burgage plot is required to upgrade the backyard to artisan-based jobs. 2, they produced regional income, which will allow us to upgrade other backyards with chicken coops and produce more food for our growing population, as well as actually be able to begin a tax, well, eventually begin a tax, to get some treasury and hire mercenaries. And 3, honestly, they look wicked nice. Therefore, I would like to get our church constructed, and I would like this to have a more central location with a higher elevation than our cliffside, as the cliffside is where I plan to put our manor house, per, the normal Nama style. So let's jump on in and get the construction of our level 1 wooden church up and running first, and sort of like with Namatine back in Season 3, I would like to use the shrines to decorate this area up. For the sake of the game time, and the impending attacks by the raiders, I will set the priority of each shrine to the lowest, because honestly, they're decoration. They're not a necessity, they're just kind of there to look nice, so I'd rather our workers focus on our essential production lines. Next on our list of requirements for level 2 burgage plots is clothing, and I mentioned last episode that I did want to utilize our wild game deposit to produce leather. It will also create a passive income of meat as well, which is honestly kind of convenient. So I would like to provide this area its own little village, therefore I will construct the hunter's camp and a single burgage plot with a backyard extension first, and then the tannery with its own single burgage plot unit. Because I am a bit anxious to get our militia up and running, I will construct the entire modular build at once instead of in 2 separate time lapses. Let me know down in the comments your thought on this little village. Next, I would like to start harvesting our stone for a little while. I just want a little extra for when we are ready to build our manor house and draft our garrison. So I think we can probably wiggle that stone camp right in the center of the rocks if we are really careful. I think by doing this, we will create more of an actual camp center, and hopefully we will get that patch soon that allows us to upgrade this rich stone deposit into a quarry with limestone and, the whatnots. So let's wiggle this in, and honestly, just for now, we will not build a burgage plot specifically in this area, as I will just use a spare family from elsewhere to harvest the rock if and when we need it for the constructions. This will probably be done off camera, as we really don't need a huge amount of rock just yet, and therefore I don't want to waste the work first, kind of unnecessarily, until we have a bigger fish to fry. Those darn raiders. Now, before we move back up to our city center and start constructing our massive iron production line, I'd like to take a quick moment to create a bit of a center point of sorts where the path from the tannery and the path from the stone converge on one spot with a storage house, some burgage plots, and other essentials to provide the two small villages in this area. This way, we are more efficient with our production lines, as the storehouse is closer to the production buildings, and thus the production buildings' internal storage will not overflow. Hypothetically, at least. Really, I just think it's going to look nice, but I do think that there will be some conveniences as well to having this here. So let's jump on in and let's make that little area up. Finally, let's get our iron production up and running, and my lordy, there are a lot of iron production branches. Ultimately, we will not be building every single one, just a few this episode and the rest of what we need to maintain a healthy enough militia to continuously fight off those bandits and brigands. Therefore, today we will focus just on the iron mine itself and the bloomery and the workforce to employ those buildings with about one family each. This way, we are accumulating the iron slabs just for now. Eventually, I would like to upgrade this iron pit and export excess weaponry, perhaps figuratively to the Baron, for additional regional wealth, as we will continue to produce weapons, but probably will not need several hundred polearms, crossbows, spears, etc. So let's jump on in and let's get everything built up so that we have enough time to actually build our army. So before we wrap up today's episode, I want to come into our development tree and cash in the development point we earned in the last episode rebuilding our starting settlement. Because the raiders were wicked ruthless. But we will rise again and avenge our fallen brethren. Okay, rambling aside, there are 3 prospective development nodes we can acquire. First one is sheep breeding, in which sheep grazing on the pastures slowly multiply. This is an incredibly useful perk. However, we have neither sheep, a livestock trading post to import said sheep, or butchers yet to really take advantage of this node, so it'd kind of be premature to grab this. Next is orchardry. This is a pretty good contender actually right now, as it produces apples which are harvested in September. Now, the benefit of this node is an additional food source that works off a backyard extension. The downfall is the apple trees will take 3 to 4 years to hit their maximum yield. I do prefer to take this node early, however, our biggest priority right now is not food, nor will we be creating any burgage plots large enough to house an orchard this episode. This leads us to our final contender, charcoal burning. This provides an additional fuel source that takes 1 firewood and converts it into 2 charcoal. Again, we probably don't need this so early in the game. However, we're going to take this node as it will provide us the fastest benefit for our current settlement level, and we can begin stockpiling that charcoal for a larger population. It also gets us 1 step closer to the deep mining node, which enables the building to extract resources indefinitely if placed over a rich deposit. So if you noticed, I built 2 iron deposit mines. That is really just to absolutely go ham on harvesting iron. With the deep mining node, we will actually never stop mining iron, for lack of a better way to describe it. It will just continue to mine iron even if we've exhausted the resource itself. That's why I love this node so much. So we are going to take the charcoal burning node so that we can get one step closer to deep mining. So let's get a charcoal pit constructed and some burgage plots up and running to employ the charcoal pit. I will also put this to a lower priority, kind of like we did with the shrines, as the charcoal really is neither, it's not really going to accelerate or really play a massive positive role in creating our militia, which is kind of my priority right now, as I want to make sure we don't fail to the bandits again. Alrighty everyone, I think that just about wraps up today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, please hit that like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below letting me know your thoughts on today's build. If you're excited to see the next episode unfold, consider becoming a channel member for exclusive perks, emojis, and early access to the videos. And don't forget to check out our Build and Battle Season 4 merchandise linked in the description below. Until next time, I hope everyone has a phenomenal week.